All right. We are back. Charlie Burris, VFL quarterback, former quarterback for the Vols, Jonathan Crompton, here for a halftime reaction to the Vols Virginia game. Tennessee leads 21-3, but we are back for another season. Cromp, what is up, man?
What's up? How are you?
Doing all right. Glad to be here. Glad that football has finally started. As people roll in here, I gotta tell everyone how we power this awesome halftime show. Our amazing sponsors, of course. First off, BetterHelp, new for this season. Go to betterhelp.com/ATOZ sports, A to Z sports, and save 10% on your first month with BetterHelp. And then Zen Sports, the fastest growing sports book in Tennessee. Use code ATOZTN, A to Z TN, to get 5% cash back on your total betting volume for your first 15 days of betting. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring the show. There's already a bunch of comments, but I'll throw it to you first. Crump, 21-3, but it was a little rough around the edges. What are your thoughts on that first half?
I mean, dude, it's game one. Like, let's call a spade here. I'm looking at the numbers. 302 yards of total offense. I think it's pretty damn good if you ask me.
Yeah, they
I mean, I'm just going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot it straight. We got 134 passing, 168 rushing, 3 touchdowns. Could we have had a little more? Yeah. But you know what? That's part of it is football. All right. We had one overthrow, one high throw, a good ball in the second and 25 down the middle. But overall, very efficient for what's being asked. You know what I mean? 13-21. I could get nitpicky and say the one in the end zone that was batted down. If it's 1 foot to the left, that's a touchdown, right? That's me just being nitpicky. But overall, I mean, the same thing last year. The exact same thing. We are as much as it's high-powered offense, we're a run offense. We're not a passing offense. If you really look at the numbers, we thrive when we run the ball well. So what we do, we're already at 168. And but to me, the big surprise, minus eight yards rushing for Virginia.
Ooh, I did not see that stat yet.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. I probably should have saved that one for later. I saw it and I got excited. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you can save.
I didn't expect that out of our defense.
Yeah, I mean the defense absolutely came to play, which is obviously this is one of those games where you look and you go, how great is the defense or how bad is Virginia? It comes from both sides there. Virginia is not terrible, but man, that offensive line is Swiss cheese, and this quarterback is not too hot. And you do take that into consideration. At the same time, James Pierce playing like an absolute dog. At the same time, that entire defensive line. I mean, they're just you can have a good defensive, or you can have a bad offensive line in front of you, and that doesn't mean that your defensive line is going to get sacks. And these guys have just been living in Virginia's backfield, so that's huge. I think that's been awesome to see. But the offense, I'm in agreement with you. It's the first game of the season. This feels a lot like the Pittsburgh game, except Virginia is a lot worse than Pittsburgh. It was just rusty. You're shaking it off. You're just shaking off that rust, getting the season started. I mean, all through the comments here, people are saying like Joe's underthrowing. There were some Joe overthrows. He's just gotta dial it in. He's got to calm down, get into the correct space, and he'll get there.
But here's my question: what's any different than? And when I say this, I already know what's going to happen. It is what it is. What's any different than what the hell Florida did last year? He was stupidly inconsistent, right? He was. He didn't throw a touchdown pass until he played us. Game 4. Like, so what I'm getting at is it could be a lot worse. That's what I'm getting at. And people can say,
absolutely,
here's the 4th pick in the draft, blah, blah, blah. Side note, stupid pick. That's just me. But yeah, it could be a lot worse is what I'm trying to get at.
I hope you're right about Anthony Richardson, but as a Titans fan. But overall, I mean, you're up 21-3. You're throttling Virginia like you should. Tennessee looks dominant out there, and that's what counts. in this one. It took last year. It took time to get into that true flow with the offense. Your starting center is out. Cooper Mays is not playing. They are rotating guys through that offensive line like crazy right now. And obviously we sort of knew that was going to happen because that offensive line was a little bit of a not a patchwork. I think the guys you have on the offensive line are pretty decent, but you didn't know who was going to play where. That was not set in stone. And except for pretty much the left tackle with Campbell. And so overall, I'm completely fine with this. You're essentially cruising. That last drive of the half was excellent. You closed it out. You're running the ball dominantly. You're owning the line on defense. It's completely fine. I'm good with that half.
Yeah, no, I'm totally in agreement. What I could say is, I mean, I feel bad. Virginia's going to have a long year. It looks like. It looks like they are going to be in for a world of hurt, a lot. You know what I mean? And hey, look, kudos to us for having over 300 yards, but any respectable defense should not give up 300 yards in one half. And I saw a comment earlier. It was like, "Oh, why did I expect that? We're playing Virginia. They're bad." No, you're right. But any collegiate team, especially Power 5, you should not have negative rushing yards. You should at least be able to fall forward for a yard. You know what I mean? I know sacks go into that. I get it. But they look way outmatched. Like way outmatched. I think they are outmatched, obviously.
Yeah.
But
they are.
Our cheetah package on defense, they have no answer for when we get speed rushers coming. No answer.
I mean, they couldn't stop anything. They couldn't catch a cold as far as Tennessee's rushers went in that half. But
well, we have to be careful though. We have to make sure how you beat that is when we start speed rushing like that. Now you get an offensive lineman to chip and push out, or tailback to chip, and the O-line's going to two-step fan and throw them, and they're going to throw an inside screen. So we got to be careful of that defensively.
For sure. I mean, yeah, it does. If this keeps up exactly how this game has been going so far, it does seem like Tennessee might get a better game out of like UTSA in a few weeks. It's tough for Virginia, but
I mean, honestly, yes,
where they're at, it just is. Yep. But let's get to this segment. It's a new segment for this new season of football, brought to us by the folks at BetterHelp. It's gonna be the segment. I don't know exactly how to say this. Who will better help Tennessee in this second half, or who will better help Tennessee win in the second? We got to iron it out. Look, it's the first, just like Tennessee's offense. It's the first show. Yeah. We got kinks to iron out here. But if you are a Tennessee fan like me, you know how many years the Big Orange have shaved off of your life with the emotional roller coaster that they take us on, or maybe the roller coaster of life is messing with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals. Regardless, if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human going through a hard time, therapy can give you tools to approach your life in a very different way. That's where our sponsor BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable, more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be hard, especially when you're limited to just the options in your area. BetterHelp's platform makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, remote. BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. Plus, with our link, betterhelp.com/ATOZ Sports, ATOZ SPORTS, you get 10% off your very first month. See a therapist because maintaining your mental health is just as important as maintaining your physical health. So this football season, check out betterhelp.com/ATOZ Sports and save 10% on your first month. BetterHelp. Thanks so much to them. Now I'll throw it to you. Who's the player? Who's breaking out in the second half? Maybe it's somebody that's already been breaking out, but who is your player to better help the Vols?
I'm going to let you go first today.
So, I mean,
I won't be a gentleman.
Right now, I think Tennessee scores another touchdown and Virginia keeps not scoring, and you're going to start seeing the second stringers come in. I'm not going to go Nico. I want to see Nico in the second half. Make no mistake about that. But specifically, I want to keep seeing the rotation with the running backs. Dylan Sampson, 2 touchdowns already. I love that.
He looks good now. He doesn't have many like rushing yards, but he looks.
Yes, he's gotten that call. Yes, exactly. So I will say I'll just go Dylan Sampson, but really I want to see those running backs as a whole because they're absolutely dominating right now. Just keep feeding them the ball, keep running that clock, and it'll be just fine. So that'll be my go-to for this half.
Mine's not anywhere close to what you're going to guess.
Okay.
Jackson Ross. I need a couple punts that are going over the 50-yard line.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, he's got to get it together,
I'm being
man.
serious. Like I'm laughing, but I'm not saying it in a like negative way to him. We gotta have our punt, the formation, the execution, all that. It's okay, but he's got to actually execute the punt himself better. I know we're a couple rugby punts, but you got to keep it in play, and we've got to get longer than a 27-yard punt to give our defense, who has already bowed their neck, better field position. Because at one point, Virginia's average starting position was the 37-yard line. That is horrendous. Horrendous. I mean, so I'm going punter. We gotta do better.
Yeah, I mean, and even more credit to Tennessee's defense there, because there were multiple instances where they started against Virginia with Virginia in Tennessee territory. One of those times deep in Tennessee territory. And so, I mean, it speaks even more to how well they're playing right now. But yeah, that's a little bit of a.
I never thought that would be where I'd go today. I'll say it that way. I did not think my player would be the punter. I'm actually kind of proud of myself. For going out on a limb there. You know?
No, that's actually great, because a bunch of people had brought it up in the comments, and we had not mentioned it yet. Yeah, I mean, Mango says it here. If rugby style isn't working, don't do it. Yep, 100% agree. You just
it might be time to switch that up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But what if it's broke?
What do we do? But I mean, look. I'll say this: credit where it's due. Virginia's punter is good.
Yeah.
Their team is not great, but he has helped them a lot. So there is that.
It's not good when the highlight of your team is your punter.
Yeah, that's
not a good thing.
We used to know that life with Jeremy Pruitt, man. That the punter used to be the guy.
When the punter's the guy on the billboards, we got an issue.
Yeah, that's tough. But we'll finish this before we get to the second half. It's another new segment for this season, and it's brought to us by the folks at Zen Sports, a new betting app for you. And this we're just going to talk about the line in the game, give our thoughts on if Tennessee will cover this 28-point spread. They're already decently close, but we'll close with this. It's Tennessee. It is football season, and it's time to switch to Zen Sports, the fastest growing sports book in Tennessee, changing the bonus game with their cash rewards program. When you sign up for Zen Sports with code ATOZTN, A to Z TN, Tennessee, earn a welcome bonus that gives you 5% cash back on your total betting volume for your first 15 days of betting. Think about that for a second. It is a pretty insane offer. If you have friends who bet on sports, share your Zen Sports referral code with them. Then you'll earn 3% of their betting volume for their first 6 months of betting on Zen Sports, with no cap on how much you can earn. I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy, these promotions that they're running to try to get folks in here on the app. So what are you waiting for? Stop wasting time and money on other sports books when you could be earning real cash rewards with Zen Sports. Go download now. Zen Sports. 28-point spread here, 21-3 at halftime. Is Tennessee covering? It certainly feels like they're going to.
Yeah. No, I think they do, especially after seeing just Virginia. I mean, they finally got something rolling right there at the end, trying to go a little bit up tempo, but I just think we're too big of a match for them this week. I really do. Quarterback's first game playing I think they said, what was it last year? Opening day, they were at Maine at 8,700 fans, which is, that's not a slight. That's not what I'm getting at. But then you go right into playing an SEC contender. It's a little bit different day one, so I don't know I just don't think they've got what it takes to even stay within a 28. I'd say we cover, and it might be like 38.
Yeah, I'm feeling cover plus some. Unfortunately for Virginia, that's just where the Mr. Jones says it here. Tennessee will cover the spread and then some. Here we do have just a second still, even after those two segments. RJ says play calling hasn't been great. Do you agree with that, Cromp? As somebody, let's say this, because probably not everybody knows, you are now the head coach of a high school football team, and obviously offense front and back. You were Tennessee's quarterback, so you have plenty of credentials. But what did you think of the play calling in that first half?
Honestly, I didn't mind. Here's the thing: nobody's ever going to be 100% pleased with anything we do, right? That's just what it is. What I liked personally is 27 rush attempts, 21 passes. That's right on par of what we do best. A little bit over 50% throwing, right? Rushing the ball, and we're almost at 200. I like it at the moment. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. We're always going to want to say, "Oh man, if hindsight's 2020, if I could have blah 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 back." That's always going to happen. We do that after every game. But honestly, I don't mind what we've done to get Joe dialed in. The average is 6.4 yards per completion. If you think about that, that's not what we thought it would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm actually not mad at it to protect his psyche. Does that make sense? We know we're better than Virginia. Everybody knows we're better than Virginia. So it's one of those so I understand what we're wanting as fans as play calling. But from the coaching side, I think he's done a tremendous job of protecting Milton in the sense of let's not give him too many things that can go wrong.
Yeah, I mean my point was gonna be it kind of looks like they're just playing into the strengths of this game, which is on the ground for one thing. And so that's going to look milquetoast compared to what Heupel has done in other games where they just hit everybody over the top constantly and it's all these bombs. But you also have to think.
Well, and we lost the two best receivers.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Brew fan.
But
I am. I think that dude's good. But we lost our two top guys to the draft, right? New tight end. Right, our center's not playing. There's a couple things that's why with all the things factoring in, I do think it's been a very well managed game. I'll use the word managed.
Yeah,
just to protect the situations.
I agree. It does feel like they're just not pushing the envelope because that's for another day. You don't have to do it today. You just don't. And so that I'm
exactly right.
I'm fine with that overall. It's not something that I'm just going to tear him down over. You got first game rust. You got the fact that Virginia's not very good. That as a package just makes me not criticize the play calling that much. And you also got to think if Ramel Keaton hauls in that one pass, it's 28-3 right now. And
well, if you want to pull this comment up from Cameron Wilson, it's 100% correct. If we don't drop the deep ball and the post route is connected, then everybody's saying it's a great game plan.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting. That's kind of what I'm getting at is like, I think it's been very well managed and, not everything's going to be 100%. So for what's going on, I'm perfectly fine with what we're doing. We're running the piss out of the football in a positive way. Like, dude, we got, let's see, 4 people have carried the ball 9 times, 8 times, 8 times, 2 times. That's pretty consistent. And Joe is at 8.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a consistent thing. It is going to be fun because Squirrel's going to start getting involved. Then Brew's really going to start getting involved. Like it's going to all come to play very well when it needs to. Good thing is we know we're better in Virginia. They know it. They know that we know that they know it. You know what I mean?
It's a good way to put it.
So we don't have exactly. So we don't have to show everything. So let's run the ball. Let's get some more experience up front.
It's pretty much that simple. And here, I'll leave this as a teaser for the post game. Tim Williams asked, "How much of a difference if Cooper is playing?" Let's leave that for the post game. I'll keep that a post game topic. And we will cover that. It looks like the second half is about to start. Thank you to the almost 300 people who are watching live. Seriously, we appreciate it so much. Thank you to all of y'all. all of our sponsors and BetterHelp, Zen Sports. We appreciate it. And we will talk to y'all after the game.